Hello, I am Brittany Lewis, a PhD student at the University of Rhode Island. Today, I will be talking about my paper, Sometimes I Feel That I'm Being Left Behind, Exploring Computing Device Use by People with Upper Extremity Impairment During the COVID-19 Pandemic. This work was done with my co-author, Paige Courtemanche, and my advisor, Krishna Venkatasubramanian. COVID-19 has rapidly changed our interactions with computing devices. This has led to new accessibility barriers for people with upper extremity impairment, or UEI. People with UEI experience reduced range of motion, strength, endurance, speed, and/or accuracy associated with movements in the shoulders, upper arms, forearms, hands, and/or fingers. To better understand computing device use for people with UEI during COVID-19, we focused on three core research questions. One, how has COVID-19 broadly affected computing device use for people with UEI? Two, how have people with UEI adapted their computing device use to remain socially distanced from others? And three, how have personal protective equipment, or PPE, impacted computing device use for people with UEI? So far, prior work on accessibility during the COVID-19 pandemic has been limited. No work is focused on exploring computing device use for people with UEI during COVID-19 specifically. In order to answer our core research questions, we conducted 6 semi-structured interviews with participants with UEI. Participants are identified as P1 through P6. We found that generally computing device use increased during COVID-19 for our participants. Interestingly, P1 reported that he used devices more not only remotely, but also when interacting face-to-face with others. For example, he would show confirmations and documents on his phone in order to avoid passing around papers and spreading COVID through services. In addition to increased use, COVID-19 introduced the need for new technologies to meet the challenges of social distancing. P5 spoke in detail on how the many new accounts and security requirements created barriers for her to working remotely. Additionally, PPE, such as face masks, often interfered with assistive technology that people with UEI rely on for computing device use. For instance, P2 noted that he was unable to use his mask and mouth stick together. In the future, more research needs to be explored for improving the accessibility of computing devices so that people with UEI can achieve both usability and safety, both for COVID-19 as well as any future respiratory pandemics. For example, AT and PPE should be adapted to work well together. In conclusion, COVID-19 introduced new barriers for people with UEI, and future research is needed to address these concerns. Thank you for listening.